Our consistency with our bridling is getting very good. We're starting to be very good at this. Yes, we are. Up, down. Make it your idea, Bubby. It's your idea, Bubby. Good girl. Make it your idea. That's right. It's your idea, not mine. Your idea. When it's your idea, it goes smoothly, isn't it? It's my idea, it doesn't. There we go. What a lovely girl. Beautiful. Easy peasy. Yes. That was your idea to do that, wasn't it? You said, yep. I'll do it. No fights, no nothing. Just easy. In we go. This is how we do it. We're only going to do very light work today because we've got slippery grass and stuff everywhere. Hasn't rained, but it seems slipperier than it was yesterday, for whatever reason. So we'll just do what we can do with what we have. And ball, good girl. And drop. Drop, good girl. And make sure everything's, this isn't done up right. Not tight. I don't know what's going on here. It's not tight enough. It's not going to work well if it's not done right. They bolting around over there, are they? Bolting around. There's some chickens over there. Hypnotise? Can hear somebody. Some chickens somewhere. Okay. Don't want that to break off. Good girl. Lovely standing and being patient with me. Very good girl. It's really uncomfortable. Don't like that. Make sure there's nothing pulling. Yeah, see what we've got here? A little doobie thing. It's possibly could cause an issue. Make sure your ears are clean. Good girl. Nice. Good girl. Really is very wet. Really slippery. The ground feels very slippery under her feet. Like really slidey. You can feel she's not steady with it. What we don't want to do is go bowling upside down and cracking ourselves on her. So we're going to practice a few basic stuff. Back. Beautiful. Good job. Hypnotise, what are you doing? Going frantic over there in the place. Good girl. Good job. Listening nicely to the neck crane. And this way, beautiful. And that's without me using the leg either, that's just the neck. I put the neck on with the leg, she'll turn much tighter, much quicker. Yep, much better. And we'll do this side and see how we go. Not as tight, but she's getting there. Wanted to disengage the hind, there we go. Good job. Good girl. Beautiful. You can see I'm flapping everywhere. We're doing that, practicing that exercise where I flap and we keep her still. Well, we keep still, relax, relax. I know it's hard to relax when things are flapping around, but you got to. No, no. I'm going to practice. Back, 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 back. Beautiful. Good job. Relax. Good job. It doesn't mean go. Remember what we said. Just relax. Settle down. No, we don't want to move when we've got our legs flapping. Just relax. Relax. Drop down. Drop. She's like, well, what do you want me to do? What are you expecting? I'm expecting if I adjust my seat or I move or I do anything that you don't run off on me. That's what I'm expecting. Expecting this not to be a problem. Drop. Oh, I can't stand with these boots because they don't grip properly. Good job. Looks like we're going to have another storm later on, so I thought I'll just get, while I've got a little bit of time, while the ground's partially dry, we'll just do a little bit of working together. It's not very exciting. We're very limited to what we've got, but it's a good opportunity to practice some very basic manoeuvres in a very quick way. Drop. Good girl. All the way. Good girl. Lovely. And see how she's keeping her head low there while I'm doing that. Well, drop. Good girl. Just relax. Just relax. Wanted to get used to relaxing in a way while I'm manoeuvring my feet. Just relax. It is uncomfortable because you're not sure what I want, because we're not quite there yet. Some days she's sure about it, some days she's not. That could be confusing. Most horses would take that as I want you to go forward. Relax. Relax. Oh, yeah, nice. Snuggly neck. I don't want her to go forwards. I want her to just wait patiently while I'm doing all these weird manoeuvres. Oh, she gets a neck rub out of it. She enjoys it. Oh, yeah, just a nice one there. What we do there. Oh. I'm going to ask her to manoeuvre. She's a little bit too relaxed there. Just want a little. And I want the patience of a saint from her right now. I'm asking her to be patient, to not freak out about things. I'm asking myself to not freak out. Now, it's the first time I've walked her while I've been across that part of her back. So she was a little bit weirded out by that, which is understandable because it's not where I'd normally sit or what I'd normally do when I'm riding. I'd be normally here. So for her, it's a bit strange. Walk on. And then I'm just going to ask for a couple of steps and then just relax. Good. Just so she's used to that movement. You don't have to go far. We've just got to move and accept. This is how we start off. Baby steps. Little bit at a time. Just relaxing. Nice relaxing rub. And this is just very good that she's just couldn't care less. Pretty much couldn't care less what I'm doing with my feet. She'll do nothing until I ask her to do it. And she walks on straight away. And she listens to the neck bone. She's not listening there, so I'm going to apply pressure at the back of the bum on the leg to ask for that hind manoeuvre. Good job. Let her think about it. Again, and this is all just practice, practice, practice. She doesn't go far, so we don't get much time doing much. We're in a confined space, bad weather, and we just want to ask her nicely to listen to what we're asking for. So far, so good. She's doing very well. And I have to also remember to limit how long I keep doing this for before she gets sick of it and won't react well. So I need to always be counteracting one side with the other. Beautiful. That was a really nice turn.
Okay, so the Mo has tuned in and just gave a lovey face.
Hi Mo, how you doing? You know, we don't want to run, we're just going to walk. We don't want to slide over. So I'm going to ask for that hind end turn again. Moving the hind, not the front, the hind. So she's moved the front again. She did the hind for a second, but she did the front. So we want to get the hind, there we go. Beautiful. Good girl. We'll go this side again. She has no problem disengaging this side at all. Beautiful. So we've just got to work on our strength on her right side. Her left side's perfect. Her right side, we need to work just that little bit more and gradually build up because it's not as strong as the left. Beautiful. But see that? That's lovely. She's like, ah, I listened. So she's got that really well. And see, when you've got a rainy, shitty days and things like that, and you've got bad weather and you've got bad ground to work on these smaller things. Give yourself time to work on the smaller things and the smaller cues and the turns and the disengagements like this. Drop. All the way. Good girl. And when you do that, then the days you've got really good ground to ride on and things to do, you've got a very good, ready horse. And yes, repetition. People buy horses already trained. They don't realise what goes into the training sessions. They don't realise that they are literally having to do a massive amount of work with your horse before you get it back fully trained. This is why horses are so damn expensive, because if you pay a trainer to do the work, and you don't, and the thing is too, you can pay a trainer to do all that work, but if you don't know what you're doing, as soon as you get that horse back, you might as well have not bothered. Unless you go along to the trainers and you watch how they work and you pick up with them how they're working with the horse, because the horse will quickly figure out that you haven't got a clue what you're doing. And it won't take long to undo everything as far as what the trainer's done. A lot of trainers get criticised because people get their horse back and go, oh, well, it worked fine a week ago and now it's ballistic and crazy again. Well, no, it's not ballistic and crazy. You're not communicating with your horse the way the trainer was communicating. So it's always wise to ask questions when you do send a horse to a trainer. Ask the trainer, what is it I need to do? And how do I do it? And do you mind if a trainer has a problem with you being there, don't use them. If they're not happy for you to be there every single time they're working on your horse, don't use them. It's that simple. Doesn't.
Says, hey, what's up?
Hey, Skelly. I'm just riding, as you can see. How you doing? Yeah. So if trainers that want you to leave the horse there for 2 weeks and not go in and see what they're up to, no good. They should be transparent. It's your horse. You should be able to see what on earth they're doing, and also to be able to ask questions. They shouldn't have an issue with you asking questions. There's no dumb. The trainer that the breaker that she first went to, and she only went for a couple of weeks. It was really not. She wasn't really broken in, but she was just backed. I've finished the process myself, but. The first thing he said was, there's never a stupid question, ask away. Anything you want to know, anything you want to see, what my schedule is, what times we're having her, we'll call you when we're ready to go and you can come down and watch. All these kinds of things, very accommodating because they have nothing to hide. They want you to succeed as much as what you want to succeed. So trainers that will do that are far more... the open ones that are happy to do whatever in front of you, that's who you're looking for if you are going to send a horse to a trainer. If you're going to train one yourself, I suggest that you get somebody to video you or see if you can video yourself so you can watch where you make your mistakes. I watch every day where I make mistakes. And sometimes I'll think it's the horse, and when I rewind the footage and watch, it's not the horse. I've made a subtle movement that the horse has read, and the horse has responded to that movement without me even realising I've done it. So with a young horse like Ellie, every move I make makes a difference whether I'm going to have a better horse tomorrow or one that's got more of an attitude. If I'm doing it right and I'm giving her the right instruction, then it should literally be... Is that everything right? What was that sound? Oh. So it should literally be that if you're doing everything right, and it's taken me a whole year working with her very slowly, but if you are doing everything right, as much as you possibly can, you'll have off days. A horse can have an off day too. There's no doubt about it. But the more that you are getting your communication right with your horse, the less chance that you're going to have a horse that's going to have an issue with you. Even if it's having an off day, it's still going to be willing to do what you ask, because it has an understanding that once you've done that, and I'm asking for the hind legs, there we go. Once you've done that, you end up with a horse that's more than willing to cooperate, because they understand what the reward is at the end. They understand the rewards during the way. while you're riding. There are rewards you give a horse without realising you're doing it. Like you might have your reins a bit tight to stop, right? As soon as you stop and you let go, you're giving that horse a reward. Giving the horse a reward to drop its neck. My horses are trained on cue, drop its neck. If I ask for all the way down, she'll go all the way down. Because I've trained her that way. But it hasn't just happened overnight. It's taken quite some time to do. And the very first training thing you ever want to do with your horse, if you're smart, is to get them to be able to put their neck down and submit themselves like that. If they'll be submissive like this to you, and they'll let you put their neck down and drop it, drop. And she really will do it just from up here. So this is where I train most of her dropping from. Drop. See, she's not listening now, so I apply a little bit more pressure if she doesn't listen. There we go. And then she drops with hardly any pressure. There we go. But this is consistent work. Every time, every single time I'm on her, I do this exercise. I don't just do it once in a blue moon. I do this daily. Now ask her for up. Good girl. And relax. And then when I say relax, she can put her head anywhere she wants as long as she's lower than this. She also knows not to eat grass while I'm doing things. We've just learnt all that. And it's really not even, it's not boring to do either. It's fun to do it because it gives you a focal point. And I know a lot of people who have horses, and the horse will listen to a certain extent, but the horse isn't really listening. It's listening to the pressure, but it's not listening to the rider. And when you've got a horse that doesn't listen to the actual rider, but only listens to the pressure, you've got a disaster. Because when pressure doesn't work, who's going to lead? The pressure's not going to lead them, you're going to lead them. So if they're not listening to you, you're on their back and they're not listening. That's why you get them listening before you're on their back. So when we get down on the ground, and we ask them to, so I'm going to ask her to drop, and stay. Just ask her to stay about there. She doesn't have to go all the way down. Just where it's nice and settled. And then I'm going to ask her to stand and wait. Stay. Now with her, this at the front relaxation here and a firm downward motion here is part of what I use in order to get her to relax and stay. Does it always work? No, because we're still learning about it. Eventually it will. Stay. She's very young. She's very curious. She wants to know what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, how I'm doing it, when I'm doing it, what's going to happen if I do it and what's going to happen if I don't do it. These are all things that the horses are very curious about. Stay. So I'm going to ask her to stay. Now I'm going to walk around and just do whatever I'm doing. I'm going to ask her to stay right there. She might get tempted when I go around near the gate. She might think that that means she's nearly asleep. Yeah, good girl. Because she knows this is the exit and this is where we're going to go, if we're getting out, she's looking at me with her eye. And watch how her head just raised slightly there. So she's thinking about, see? Now. So we just come back, move back where we were, we drop and relax. There, stay. Good girl. There's a good girl. I'll do the same thing again, go around the bum. Good girl. Stay. Sometimes I can't go anywhere without her trying to continue to walk. Some days she has no attention span whatsoever and she's dreadful. Now when I go up behind over here, she can't see me anymore. I was in a blind spot there. Now she can see me. Now she can't see me. She cannot see anything that I'm doing behind her whatsoever. Now she can. Now she can. So she's going to watch me heading over here, and she's going to think about it. And you watch her eye. When she realises where I am, she'll either move her head towards me and then start walking off, or she'll stay exactly where I've asked her to. We'll see what happens. She's curious about the gate. Her eye will change in a second when she realises, yep, there we go. She says, oh, you're near the exit. What are we going to do about that? She's listening. So she's really listening. She's trying very hard there. I can see it on her face. She wants to know what I'm going to do. She's very curious. But she knows what I've asked her to do. She's trying to stay put. She's doing a very, very good job of staying put. Watch what she's watching now. Let's stay. Good girl. Good, good girl. Now I'm back in her blind spot again. And this is where I might lose it. Nope, stay. She's readjusting. Okay, right, adjustments is fine. We're not going to harass her about a small adjustment because she's got to move her feet to where she's comfortable. That's fine. So that was really good. And I'm going to let her know it was really good. Give her a nice big pat. Oh, you're so clever. Her favourite thing, which is a scratch on the butt. Good girl. You got to remember, this is a 3-year-old. It's like asking a 5-year-old child not to go and take a cookie when all the other kids are doing it. It's difficult, but she's going to sleep. She's like very relaxed. She's in extreme relaxation mode right now. She's almost hypnotised by the look of it. Very comfortable. She's not worried about anything. The only thing is she's in a bit of a weird stance. She's like that. She's ready to move that leg. So she might readjust that leg in a second. Now I just went like that. We'll see if she takes that as a cue. She's not. She's having a look at me. So she's actually showing and displaying excellent behaviour right now. Doing everything I've asked her to do. In every possible way I could ask her to do it. And really, it's just you've got to be patient with them, reward them when they're doing the right thing, correct them when they're doing the wrong thing, but a correction that is a kind correction, not a nasty correction. And allow them to learn certain things that you touch, certain ways you go is relaxation. So the head dropping is relaxation, submission and relaxation. Touching here and down, relaxation. Top of the head is relaxation. This girl will calm down in under any circumstance, so she doesn't particularly mind her ears being rubbed, but sometimes she gets annoyed. So I'm just getting her to calm while I rub. So I'm trying 2 tactics at once. I've got the ear rub plus the neck rub at once. So she's not focusing solely on the ear. Then I remove the neck rub and the ear's not a problem. Basic, easy thing to do. Start with that one and we can move into here. And she says, no, I don't like that ear. So just relax her. Ask her to back where we were. Good girl. Or somewhat where we were. Just so she understands we don't move our feet, she moves her feet when we ask. Yeah. We get nice and soft in the head. Yeah. Well, there's some dogs on the crate. Gonna drop, relax, come on, drop. She got a bit excited there with all the commotion. And this here might be a little bit harder to massage. She has a preference on the other side. There we go.
KS says, hello Swan and Ellie.
Hi KS, how you doing? And it's with anything that you're doing with them. You want them to be freely giving because you ask them to. Not putting up a cranky, I don't even have to. Hang on, lift. I don't have to ask her much at all to do anything. She's well trained. She's very good at getting stretches and things. Good girl. So she's behaving beautifully. Now I'm going to ask her to hook. So I'm going to break that spell there. I'm going to give a little tug there. Hook. Let's go. So she doesn't listen. A bit more firm. Now she's looking over there. Come on. Turn. So now she's too relaxed. So I'm going to say, come on. Come on. Hook. 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 Stop. Very good. Also, technically, with this horse, I can probably predict 99% of the time I can get on without having to even hold on to the reins. It's not an idea for you guys to do out there, but I can with her because I know she's trained to stand perfectly still when I mount. The amount of people who've had horses for a lifetime and their horse does not let them mount without moving. Zara does that to me. She's just a stubborn girl. I made damn sure Ellie never does that. And I did it by, number one, I was the only person who was working with her. So it was up to me to get her right in the first very get-go before she went out to the breaker. So that was all practiced immediately. We're now very much getting in tune with things. Again, she's a living being. She'll make her own mind up. She can turn on me at any point and say, no, I'll do what the hell I like. But if you have a good enough bond with them, they will respect you. You don't have to be nasty to them to get them to respect you. It's hard work. There's a quicker way of doing it. Yes, there is. You can beat the crap out of them and hope to God that it doesn't backfire. I would not recommend that. It's not a good idea because they will always remember that and they will eventually get you. They're not silly creatures. So she's, again, we're going to walk and relax. Drop your head. I'm going to try doing stupid things. She says, well, I haven't been told I can move, so I'm not going to. Now, she's a little bit worried there because that's a different feeling because my weight's going to that side. One's going crazy over the back. What we do on one side, we always do on the other. Good girl. Nice and relaxed. Good girl. And eventually, I'll be able to ride her while I'm doing those things if I keep working at it. I don't have the guts to do it yet. But I've certainly come a long way from not doing anything at all. Just relax. You can see here she's listening to my soothing of her neck and also nice rub on her bum. While I'm on the back of here, I'll let her have a bit of a rub there. Good girl. Now I'm going to try and turn back up from this side. And up there. And over there. Good girl. And drop. drop. Good, beautiful. Now drop, drop, all the way, all the way, all the way. Oh, she can't because that's tight. Okay, all the way. There you go. See, no reluctance. And give her a nice. Now she just moved without being asked, so what I'm going to do now is we're going to back. We go back, back, and release when she's moved where I wanted to go. One more. And whoop. And there we go. Now she's going to relax. Give her a nice rub. Rub-a-dub-dub. Can't have 3 ponies in a tub. And honestly, you don't have to have any specialised equipment to do any of this. You can do it with just a halter and a lead rope. You don't have to have even a saddle to do it. It's all about the communication. It's not about how expensive your stuff is or you've got the best of everything. No, it's communication. I've seen people who have the best of everything and they can't control their horses at all. They're getting thrown off left, right and centre. Funnily enough, I've seen a lot of people who go to shows that are absolutely useless when it comes to controlling their horse. They've never done the groundwork. They've just bought an expensive horse and thought, oh, well, that's all I've got to do. And their horses get out of control very quickly. So it's more about your communication levels, your emotional intelligence to be able to understand where the animal's coming from as well, but to be able to understand also that the animal is not a human. So we treat them differently to how we would treat a person, and react differently because we're working with a very heavy set animal. Even a miniature horse is, the mini I've got's 3 times my weight. Doesn't look it, but he's 3 times my weight. He's a solid boy. She's probably 10 times my weight. So, or probably 9 times. Around 450 kilos. Now we're just going to go trying to be specific with certain things I'm asking her right now. Good girl. And I'm working in where it's a little bit damper too, just so she gets her footing better. If you only ever practice on perfect soil, it's beautiful and easy to work with, you'll never get any good when you're out and about and crossing creeks and things. They've got to get their footings together. Oh. Ooh. So that's pretty much all I want to do with her today. I just wanted to, I might take her just out for a little walk out the gate and let her have a little bit of a wander around before finishing up. But it does look like we've got some bad weather coming over, so I'll be finishing very soon. And this is a little reward because she's been good. She gets out for a minute with me on her, and then she gets to go back into her house. Good girl. Now she hasn't really been near these things too close up, so she may be a little bit funny around them. Won't go too far. Just stick up this area. I think it's a little less slippery over here than it is down there. And again, this is an opportunity to practice with these turns that we were having trouble with yesterday. Make her have a think about crossing something. She's got to think about that. Let's see how she goes. Now, usually when I come down this way, she doesn't want to turn this way. So let's see how she goes today. Much better. And we practiced that yesterday for a few minutes and it has paid off. She's now happy to oblige me. Good girl. Just a shame the sun wasn't out all day to dry everything right up. This grass is still a little damp. She's doing really well. We're going to try again where she doesn't want to go. We're going to go in this direction. And look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Couldn't have asked for a better turn. She's not fighting me at all. So it's all consistency. We'll try one more time. See how much I can push it. See, this is the thing. There's things blowing around down here. There's a towel that's blowing around and the tree's making some noise. We're very close to where we would be finishing up. And she says she's almost done a refusal there, but then she thought about it and went no. I'm going to listen, because when I listen, things finish up for me. And it's true. Things do needs to do quickly and correctly. Really is just it's also going in ways that you don't ordinarily go as well. Don't always take the easiest path. Whoa. Whoa. And drop. Good girl. So I'm just going to let her have a think about what we just did then. And I'm going to let her think that perhaps I'm about to finish up. But I'm not actually going to finish up. I'm going to get her to do one more twirl around this way and see what she does. Just to get a bit more of a feel about how much she's willing to actually listen. So we're over near the landing point. How is she going to... Oh, look at this. Absolutely perfect. It's like having power steering on a car that never had power steering and suddenly you got power steering. That's what it feels like. It looks like nothing, but when you're a rider, you know what I'm saying about this, because it is a very important thing to have control of the situation. You got to make it be her idea to listen to you. You've never got control really, but if you can let her... Now see how she's got the shits with me right there. She says, oh, what? I did everything you asked and you're making me go around again. But I'm going to trick her. We're going to go not too much further. And I'm going to stop her and hop off over here where she's least expecting it. Good girl. I've said, no, we're not going to do that. We're just going to stand nice and still. Good job. She's like, really? Over here? Yep, over here. This is where we're going to be. I'll release this one. Beautiful. So that was well worth doing. I didn't feel like coming out and doing anything today because it's miserable weather and it's slippery. But I'm very glad that I did. Because now I have even more confirmation about her listening skills and her ability to behave the way I'd like her to. And it was definitely well worth it. Good girl. Good job. Now I'm going to leave that halter on until I catch her and put her to bed. But that was it. That was pretty much it. Now I'm just going to put away everything. And we'll see how she goes. When I go to catch her, she mightn't like it. Okay. Oops, I'm stuck. Oh, that's got caught the stirrup. There we go. Okay. All done.